Right.
Taco Bell go through you.
Taco Bell does. Alright, hello everybody, it's Merlin here, and we have the lovely Indigo over there. And we just got out of Chappie.
Yes.
And I'm actually curious on what did you think about Chappie? You looked like you were bordering on falling asleep a few times over there.
No, I actually was just very deeply invested, actually. It's like a fairy tale almost. It's like a sci-fi fairy tale. It was adorable.
I thought it was very cute. Chappie was a very likable protagonist, I think.
Yeah, it's a very adorable story. It's not exactly like Citizen Kane, but
no, I mean it was alright. I think it's pretty basic in terms of just the science fiction themes that it explores, you know, like the robot gains consciousness, what is consciousness, what makes him human, so to speak, and
yeah,
it was you said it was kind of like a nature versus nurture thing.
Yeah, kind of like what makes a human, and it looked at like, you know, like your origins. It even hints at religion a couple of times. It definitely looked a strong focus to parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Like how your parents and the people you are around a lot develop you. There was definitely some strong, like, God and creation.
Yeah, because his creator, he calls him the maker, and they keep talking about going to the next place, and
and definitely Chappie was like when Chappie in the story is in a broken body, and the battery that he has that could be replaced when it gets drained
conveniently at the heart
is fused with
his breastplate or whatever.
Yeah, so they can't take it out, so he's basically dying. So they
It's like, you make me to die?
Why did you put me in a broken body, basically? And that's like that's a very strong element there.
Just kind of like questioning the idea of mortality almost.
Yeah, and so it definitely focuses a lot on like what makes humanity human, and like all the different aspects of that, and he's capable of doing that in such a simple story without overwhelming everyone.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, and everyone's motivations are fairly clear, and
yeah, thought the action was pretty decent for the most part.
Yeah, except for the one antagonist, their scientist guy who's competing with the
Hugh Jackman.
Oh god, the shorts.
Yeah.
Oh god, the shorts.
He was wearing short khakis all the time.
Hugh, don't wear shorts.
Yeah, you'll get to see Hugh Jackman in shorts, which is an interesting sight to be sure.
Don't wear shorts, please, Hugh. Honey, no.
Hey, he wants to do something different.
If your wife likes it, wear it at home.
Yeah.
Just don't wear it out.
I thought that the film was pretty basic. I mean, it had some cool ideas. The characters were kind of likable. I think it might have been a little long, honestly.
Yeah. It had to stop and sit and talk about the nature versus nurture aspect. I mean, like, that's a good chunk of the film.
How'd you feel about the ending?
Yolandi and Ninja, the Die Antwoord.
This is just basically like, I feel like this whole movie was...
I keep forgetting how much German roots South Africa has.
Oh yeah, the Dutch
well,
immigrations and
German,
Afrikaners,
Dutch.
they call them.
Yeah.
Ancestries from Europe, Central Europe.
Yeah, I forget. I forget that there's white people in Africa, in South Africa.
Oh yeah, no, if there's one place you wouldn't forget about it, I think it's South Africa, you know?
It's like, you know, I thought you...
No.
Oh, colonialism. Right.
Well,
Imperialism, I forgot.
Well, apartheid, honey.
Apartheid, I forgot about that.
It's kind of the big deal there, but...
Forgot about that, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I
keep forgetting how evil white people can be.
You forget that.
I sometimes forget that.
Yeah, it's one thing.
And then Cops happens.
Yeah, Cops were pretty evil.
And then Cop happens, and then I'm like, oh, right. We are evil. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it definitely kind of like a reverse RoboCop, actually.
It's kind of, yeah, there's some nods to RoboCop.
Yeah, a few.
The evil robot looks so much like the evil robot in RoboCop.
Yeah, it looks totally like Ed 209. You could tell they're just kind of borrowing from that.
I mean, I actually thought it was a kind of a little nice nod, you know, like, you know, RoboCop also was a kind of slightly skinned water of what makes us human in that film, like, because the idea that, like, he especially, like, him, specifically,
he's property
in
now.
The sequels of the RoboCop, they could never make another RoboCop. It was just him.
Because he was unique.
Because something about his consciousness made him unique. So it slightly skims the water.
A little bit. They kind of mentioned something about that. Yeah, I thought it was pretty decent. You know, like, it worked for the most part. I thought it was fun. Didn't really...
sci-fi.
Didn't break any new ground, really, but...
No, but it definitely is a good film. You definitely...
Cool
it makes
style.
you feel things.
Makes you feel the feels.
It makes you feel the feels. You just, like... Especially when Chappie's like... when Chappie discovers how ignorant and evil humanity is because he gets attacked by a bunch of kids.
It's pretty...
Because they think he's a police officer and they see that he's not fighting back, so they're like, you know, get him, and they throw things at him and they hurt him really bad, and it breaks your heart.
Yeah.
It doesn't help the rabbit ears. The rabbit ears just make it worse.
Well, that was a purposeful design, I'm sure. I think the cool thing, like most of Blomkamp's movies, it does have that gritty design that's very unique. I think the movie, like I said, it's not really doing anything too fantastical, but I think the thing that works the most is that you like Chappie.
Yeah, you know, and then like Yolandi and Ninja make a very interesting backdrop to look at. Their entire little living space is like designed very similar to their artistic style.
Yeah, like I said, this movie was kind of
definitely a very visual,
big advertising for their band, I would say.
Yeah, there's definitely a very strong visual there. It's interesting because it's like Ninja was playing sort of like the bad dad, the dad that kind of is
abusive, sort of
emotionally abusive,
manipulative.
And very manipulative.
And the mom was overprotective, kind of.
Kind of overprotective, trying really hard. Like she listened to the guy Dion, the scientist who created Chappie. She was listening. She was trying to provide Chappie with what he needed. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic there, like how hard it is to kind of be a parent. I guess.
I thought that was.
And like how hard, and like. Chappie was getting like what happens with like a good parent who may not be entirely the most
perfect,
and dealing with a bad parent who just gave in to being a bad parent, and then dealing with Dion, who was kind of a very idealistic person.
Very idealistic.
He didn't realize how things worked.
You could tell he was kind of.
He kind of was a little ignorant to these things.
A little too logical, perhaps.
Yeah, and then like, it was kind of cool to see that. They were decent actors. They weren't like, you know...
They were okay.
They were okay. They weren't
you could tell
distracting enough.
Yeah.
Like, their acting wasn't so bad that it halted the entire movie.
No,
but also Blomkaump probably wrote their parts to be so similar to them.
Yeah, it's like they pretty much are playing kind of exaggerated versions of themselves.
Yeah. It's like, you're gonna get shot and die. Okay.
That's what I
can totally see Yolandi being into that.
He's so gangster, you know? Right?
It's like, I'm gangsta. And you get shot. It's like, gangsters get shot.
They do. That's generally the lifestyle of the gangsters.
Yeah, you know, it's just I just like everything they did in that film, especially near the end. I'm just like, yep, I can see them totally being into this. They are a weird band. I can totally see them being into this.
They were having fun, for sure.
They were having fun. They were definitely having fun.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it didn't have the most meat, but I think that overall people would say it was fun.
It's a fun, cute film that drops one or two questions here or there. It's very... not idealistic, it's hopeful.
Hopeful.
It's a very hopeful
optimistic
film. It's a very hopeful film, and I think we need some more of that. You know, so many films are so dark nowadays.
It's true. Yeah, and this one skirted the line for sure.
Yeah, it was a little dark, but because it had a happy ending, and it was like all about like human consciousness and human development, and like, you know, like technology isn't bad in this film.
No,
it's technology being misused that's bad.
Well, pretty common theme we need to be reminded of, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
So I like that Blomkaump was basically like that aspect, because there's so many people who are like, technology will kill us all, and AI is a bad thing, and like, they'll take over the world, and all that stuff, and Blomkamp's just like, no, as long as you just don't misuse it, and you teach them properly.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but it's a nice different angle, because on the topic of AI, because every movie with AI, The Matrix, what else? Terminator.
It's always evil. Post-apocalyptic.
Technology is always evil. It's like Blomkaump. It's kind of nice in this film because Chappie's kind of just not saying technology is evil. It's got two sides, like just like anything else.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's what we thought of Chappie, and Nego apparently liked it quite a bit. And I'd recommend it. It's not too bad. Check it out while it's still here. And if you like Blomkamp's other films, I think you might enjoy this one. It's not too bad. What was that? Dancing.